Here we are with Mr. Jordan Rudess. Thank you for your time. We are from the YtseItalia, the official fan club in Italian. And so, we are here. First question. Okay. As we know, it took 20 years since the release of Scenes from Memory and your first DT record. And today we are celebrating this anniversary. What kind of emotions are you feel during this tour? Is there any connection with 20 years ago? I'm talking about Metropolis 2000 tour, one of your most popular tour. It's like a blast from the past, or did it make you experience new emotions and sensations compared to 2000?
It's been a really great celebration because it's the 20 years of the album, but it's also 20 years for me.
Yeah.
So it does feel, especially important and meaningful, and brings up a lot of feelings and thoughts. So it's been really nice, actually. It's been very positive. The other part of it is that I really enjoy playing the music. It doesn't feel like it's old music to me. It feels still very inspired and fresh. And whenever I have a chance to go back and play something I did in the past, I'll always go back and, maybe work on the sounds a bit more, make them a little bit better. Perhaps I'm using a new piece of technology that allows me to do things in a way that I think is the next level.
Absolutely.
So definitely did that with this album and with my preparation for it, so I could revisit, rethink a little bit, of course pay tribute to it, and so nobody says, oh, that's not the same sound or whatever, but to make it a better experience. That's my goal.
Okay. How would you describe this 20 year with Intervista?
How would I describe it? It's gone by very fast.
Fast.
It feels like. Yeah, it's funny because like a lot of memories have been flooding into my mind lately. Just, different tours, different experiences, things that have happened to us through the years. This is a year kind of when a lot of it's, maybe because it's the 20-year anniversary of everything, that it's more emotional, brings up a lot of different stuff. But it's been a great run. I mean, we've had a very good career, and of course, it's gone through different curves, and sometimes we get more energy and more fans coming out to the shows than other times or other tours, and we kind of follow that through, but we're very consistent. We record, we tour, we do our thing, we love what we do, and I think the fans kind of feel that, and they follow us, and appreciate who Dream Theater is as musicians and people as well. So it's pretty cool.
Is there any DT album that is more important for you compared to the others? If yes, can you tell us why?
Well, I mean, you're asking that on the day we're about to perform Scenes from a Memory, so in a sense that's very important to me.
Yeah.
But as I always say, each one of the albums is our baby, and we kind of like put so much love into
I can imagine.
Everything. Everything is really cared for and thought about so deeply. But certain ones I think back on maybe a little bit more fondly. Like even 6 Degrees was a special album to me because we were taking some other types of chances, and the guys were also learning more about me and kind of maybe feeling like, let's open the stylistic window a little bit and see what can happen with me and the band. And so we did things like I did a whole orchestration, if you remember the beginning of 6 Degrees, and there was some different directions going on, which was really pretty cool. So yeah, I mean, but every album is special.
Okay. Before joining with the T family, you were mainly a solo artist, and being a part of this great band for so long have influenced the way you create music and sounds, both live and studio.
Is there a difference? With Dream Theater or just in general? In general, or with Dream Theater?
No, maybe for a part of a great band compared to the solo career.
Okay. Well, I'll answer it this way, I guess. So with Dream Theater, it's certainly it's a very different thing when you're in the studio and when you're live or when you're outside of the studio. So and my work as a solo artist when I'm making records is very different than my work with Dream Theater. For instance, with my solo music, a lot of time, like Wired for Madness, my last album, I'm sitting in front of my computer and I have my master keyboard and my whole kind of world is around me and I'm working very much with the computer, layering tracks and seeing notation and it's improvising and then looking at what I did and then orchestrating and layering and things like that. That's a very different approach to when I'm working with the guys in Dream Theater and we're in a rehearsal space working on the composing music. In that case, it's more kind of in the room and we're playing. Maybe I have some music paper and I need to write something down. I can write it down and sharing ideas with like Petrucci or whoever, and then recording. So it's funny because it really is a very different process, but all the processes are enjoyable in different ways.
Okay. Have you ever considered to do a special unplugged DT show as one night only? It could sound great for you?
I want to do that, like some kind of more acoustic thing, like they did way back when with Jarek Shirini, and they had a week, I think, where they played some Christmassy shows. Do you remember? Yeah, I've been thinking about that because I think it would be really cool to leave some of the equipment behind and maybe just do like some Dream Theater songs on piano and more simple guitar setup and just kind of less no videos and just kind of have it be a musical but simpler evening. So but there's no plan at the moment to do it. It's just still an idea that
maybe
one day we'll do.
For our fans, it will be great.
So nice, yeah. right, sure.
So, okay.
Yeah, good to know.
Okay, when you write the Distance Over Time songs, you also consider the live representation, right? Minimizing overdubs, backing tracks. This method actually facilitates your live performances?
Yeah. Matter of fact, that kind of thing definitely does. I mean, with Dream Theater, we know that we have to play, a big part of what we do is we play live. So it's important to understand that when you're in the studio and not do something that you just can't do live, which is very different than what I did on my last solo album, which I went crazy in the studio and I was like, madman, was layering. I'd need like 8 keyboardists to perform the music live. Which leads me to my next solo rock stuff might go back to like the Rudess Morgenstein kind of stuff, where it's just the keyboards and drums, and then I can play it, and I can play that anywhere. Just the way that it's prepared, where the compositions come together. But yeah, like Distance Over Time was very much, we wanted to get back to that kind of core energy, it had to be, after The Astonishing, which was an album that kind of divided the fans a bit, and what's the word, polarized the fans, I like it, I don't like it, we felt like, okay, well, we got that done creatively, we did that, we're happy, now we go back and kind of go more rock. More like direct. Focused. Yeah, direct. More rock.
Okay.
More rock, less roll.
Okay. So, another question with Distance Over Time. There's no instrumental track in this album. There was a specific choice or just a casuality?
Yeah, I mean, we always consider, that kind of thing. It was just, it's not where we were going. Oh, there almost was, but it wasn't that important to us on this album to have an completely instrumental track. We always have so many instrumental sections that it's kind of like, it's that. The next album, I think we'll have.
Next album?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Okay, as we know, Dream Theater wrote Distance Over Time in a Yonder Barn studio.
Right.
Where the work in progress was fluent, and I remember had an important role in the writing process. Do you think that this could be the right formula for the next album?
Wait, ask me again. Who had an important role?
Every member of the band had an important role in the writing process for this album. And do you think that this could be the right formula to stay together in the studio, living?
I thought it worked. I thought it was a lot of fun to do that. I mean, we've through the years we've had certain albums which we've done more in this kind of a way, maybe like Train of Thought or something like that, where we're all together just kind of jamming like the old-fashioned way or something like that. And Distance Over Time was very much like that. And The Astonishing was just John Petrucci and I, sitting writing music, which was also great. And
it's a very different.
But you know what? The reality is that John and I are writing most of the music anyway. Yeah. But it's just in a different environment. With the Yonder Barn, everybody's kind of there, and their energy is in the room, and we can feel it, and it becomes, a different kind of an experience.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
we liked it. We might do something like that again.
Okay.
We're just starting to talk about it actually, because we were in this mode where we were touring so much, we didn't even want to think about the next album process. Anybody asks us, we're not even going there yet, because we just finished writing that. We're on tour, we need space, but now we're maybe towards the back end of the tour, and so we're so now we're starting to think about it a little bit.
Okay, so that question was, are you guys already talking about next album?
Yeah, no, we are. Right. So it's definitely starting to come into the conversation more.
Yeah, conversation.
Yeah, I had a conversation with John Petrucci the other day about what are we going to do. So we were bouncing around some ideas and thoughts about possible ways to go. So we'll figure it out soon.
And how are you planning to surprise us again in the years to come?
Yeah, we always like to do something that's a little bit creative and new and different for us and for the fans. So we have some ideas that I think could be very cool. Yeah, now that we're bouncing around some fun stuff. So it's going to be cool. Yeah.
We are waiting for it.
All right. No, that's good. Yeah.
Okay. The London shows on 21 and 22 February will be filmed for a DVD release.
Yeah.
And do you consider to keep the same set list of the tour, or we are going to modify it? Is there any special gift that obviously we don't have to reveal?
Yeah, right. So basically, we're going to continue this set list that we've been doing through the DVD. That's kind of almost like why we've been doing it. We're aiming to have this capture, what we're doing now, what you'll see tonight, captured properly.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, that's what it is.
Okay, that's
nice.
Can
questions.
you leave a message for the Italian fans that tonight we are going here to show?
Sure. So the people will see this before tonight's show.
Oh no, we are recording for the release
future.
in the future.
Right. So the message. What did you want on the message?
Message. What do you want for the Italian fans?
All right. Ready?
Yeah.
Go. Take one. Hello to all our wonderful Italian fans. We're here today in Milan. Yesterday was in Rome. And it's always an amazing experience in a tour to come to Italy because we love it here. And we feel very at home, and we have so many friends and so many fans. It's always a very busy time, but the shows are so exciting and rewarding. So thank you all for your support, and we look forward to a continuing relationship with all of you and coming back and enjoying your amazing food and your amazing people and all of the stuff. See you on the road. Bye.
All right. Thank you, Jordan.
You're welcome.